Becky from Bella Rose Kisses here, who is ready to try out this 1920s inspired look with bright red lips. Bet you they couldn't do this back in the day. And of course, red rosy cheeks. So let's get started right now. Okay, so let's do the Roaring 20s if we can. I've never done this before, so you and I are gonna be learning together. So, all I have on so far, start with our Silk, which is our primer. So that's been on since this morning. I had some light color correcting tinted moisturizer on because we went to the movies. I mixed my almond, my white concealer to kind of give myself a little more of a porcelain finish. That is literally all I have on today. So they had red cheeks, they had bright red matte lips, which I don't have any matte gloss open, so we're just gonna go with regular gloss. And their brows were arched versus what we have now, we're kind of like put a line. And they wore a lot of black on their eyes. It either kind of matched their eye color or were black. So we're just gonna go with the black. We are gonna start with just Candlelight as a base. Just put a dab of that on here. And I'm not gonna do my normal under eye treatment because I don't think they did that. So I'm just gonna work this in so I have a little bit of a base to work with. Candlelight is a very basic color. A lot of people wear it for under eye concealer too. So we're gonna let that dry. One thing I couldn't tell from online was whether or not they used darker brows or lighter brows. So we're just gonna go with Mocha Java and hope that this works out. Because again, I just did a little bit of research this morning and tried to figure out what they wore, what they did. A few things were definite, other things weren't so clear. So we're gonna try to simply do like one continuous line versus what I normally do. And they weren't thick, they definitely were not thick and filled in. They were definitely an arch, I know that much. So obviously I have to keep in mind that my natural brows are there already and just try to keep a giant arch. Okay, just a little more on there. I did see some girls online, oops, I see right there I messed up a little bit. If you do it quickly, you can fix it. I may have to come back in there with some foundation. Oh yeah, that may need a little foundation fix right there. But overall, that's not too bad. But a lot of girls I saw online that were doing this were covering up completely their real brows and then like painting on new ones. Like completely like covering up was kind of crazy. Again, thinner and arched, but I could not figure out whether or not they were darker or lighter, so we're just gonna go with the lighter. This one looks a heck of a lot better than this one. Okay, we're gonna go with that. I'll be like, ooh. Oh hey, I drop things all the time. One thing for sure, they definitely had bright red rosy cheeks. I saw some of those pictures I posted earlier. Just a blob. So I don't want to do too crazy because a little bit goes a long way, but they most assuredly or cherry. Definitely not in the shape that we do today. There's more kind of here, and again, if you get too much of this on, you can always cover it up a little bit. My grandma was born in the 20s, but not soon enough to like know what makeup looked like. Otherwise I would have loved to talk to her about this. I'm trying not to go back because it looks like they did not really do much of that. They kind of kept it more here on their cheeks. Now I feel for like this day and age it's a little crazy. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit on top of here. This is my brush that I had my foundation on, and I'm just kind of going over top. But again, they wore bright red rosy cheeks back in the 20s. of all the pages that I researched on and looked at to see what they were doing, that was one thing that everybody had an agreement. Bright red cheeks and arched brows. Big arched brows. Okay, so now we're gonna go in. Most people had really dark black makeup on. Some people match it to their eyes. And I'm gonna simply go in and put a little bit of Mocha Java up top just to kind of create a little bit of depth here, and the rest is gonna be Onyx. Because that's what they did. I'd love to talk to somebody who actually like lived in this era. After I was looking at all those pages online about what they did, oh god, I love their clothes, I love their hair. I even pulled out my old curling iron trying to like get the little like barely wave looking things they had. Yeah, that didn't happen. Hence why I have this. They also had these big beautiful hair pieces. Oops. Now we're gonna move in with the Onyx and we're gonna get this pretty dark. One other thing that was not in consensus was whether or not they wore eyeliner on their bottom line there. A lot of places said they did not, but then when you looked, it looked like they had black eyeliner on the bottom. So I'm not really sure on that. We'll see how this looks and decide what we're gonna do for our look. This may not be the most historically accurate one, but at least it's fun to try. Before I started doing this, like I would have never done this. I just do my basic makeup and not try anything creative, but this sure is fun. Now with the Onyx, I'm gonna get in here and get one nice layer. And I'm gonna do the other side. And I'll come back in and darken it up. Onyx, my friends, is our black. So I cannot decide if I should do the bottom or not. I think maybe I'm going to stick with my original plan and not do the bottom. I definitely like their black eyeshadow. And have some fun. Go Google 1920s makeup or Flapper Girl or Roaring 20s makeup. You'll see some fun looks, some really cool hairdos, and some really cool clothes. And obviously some really red, rosy cheeks. So if that's dark enough, I may do just another layer still. Let that go. With our shadows, you can put it on and blend it or kind of pat it into place, and it's also buildable. All depends on what you want to do with it. But obviously I want this black. Black, black, black. That's enough from a distance. Definitely have enough red blush on. That is different to me. Okay, I feel like I might try a different brush to get this spread out a little more. I was using this brush. I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. Let's see if this covers the accent. I just want it to be dark. And obviously I like to do my lips still. Which we're gonna do a nice red. I think I've decided on one layer of candy cane and two black cherry. I'm just following my natural bone structure up here to kind of complete this. I think I like that. Telling ya, maybe I should have been born in the 1920s. It's hard to believe that like we're in the 20s. That's when my grandparents were born. And here we are again. I think I like this. What do you think? Now I can see why everybody did this for the New Year's Eve parties this year. Wish I had like the authentic clothes and headpiece and stuff. Super pretty. We're gonna throw on a little bit of eyeliner, even though it's gonna be kind of hard to differentiate. But like I said, when I did some research earlier, they did not really, it's a very thin line. They did not do it on their lower lid. So we're not gonna do that either. And in fact, some of the stuff I saw, they didn't even do mascara on their lower lid. So we'll see how that looks. It's very thin. I'm gonna use my Undersense. It goes on beige. And I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit while I put some powder on. We're just gonna try it on my top lids here. Lashes, not lids. Sometimes the things that come out of my mouth, I just don't even know. Okay, put some powder on. Now one thing they also did was they would really make their lips like more heart-shaped, smaller, more of a pout. I'm not sure that I'm going to do that because it's a little more difficult to do with the lip sense because it would require some concealer and stuff, which when you clean your lips with witch hazel, it kind of erases that. So we will see. Mascara, black waterproof. It's time for a new one for me. You should only keep these every three months and get rid of them. Bacteria gets in there. Even if you're cleaning your face all the time. Every 3 months you need a new mascara. And I'll probably put a couple coats onto this. I wish I knew too what their makeup products were like back then. Did they even have fabulous mascara like this? Did they have long-lasting eyeshadows? Did their lipstick come off? I'm guessing it did. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about not having it on my bottom line, but that's what they did. Witch hazel. Clean off your lips. If I want to, I could always do that one later and put on some foundation. Now pretend like I have a washcloth here, a dry washcloth. And I'm now patting them dry because you want clean, dry lips. They also did a lot of matte lips back then, but I don't have any matte gloss open, so we're just gonna do glossy. What do you think so far? Does that look like a flapper girl? And with my darker colors, it's super important to make sure they're getting mixed up really well. So 1 of candy cane and 2 of black cherry. Black cherry is a color that kind of, for me, I need to be very careful about how I put it on because it can kind of hinder lines, which that's why I'm doing 1 layer of candy cane first. I just got iron teeth, didn't I? Okay. actually wouldn't be a bad choice if I didn't have black cherry. Okay, if you touch it and it's tacky, it is not dry, so let it dry a little longer. That was dry, but I just want to tell you that. Okay, black cherry, be very careful with. Wipe off the excess always. That's layer 2. I'm definitely gonna let this dry just a little bit longer. That's a really pretty color. That's still tacky, so I'm gonna give it a second. I really like this look, like I really like it. Sometimes the things I do, I'm just kind of like, eh. This one I really like. Okay, let it dry really well. And again, that would be better, but we're gonna go with glossy. And let this dry, 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 dry. I really like this a lot. Okay, I can still feel a little tiny tackiness here. So we're gonna give it just a little extra because I want it to look good. Makes my teeth look white too, doesn't it? Hey. So what do we think? Again, obviously I don't have exact historical accuracy here with my hair and my outfit, but I did get some pearls in there, even though you guys can't really see them. Pearls. So we're gonna pretend like the pearls are up there. The other pearls are in the bedroom, the boys are sleeping, so can't get to them. Okay, so back in the 20s, they had these super cute hair pieces and headbands. They had these beautiful little waves in their hair and they were gorgeous. I'm guessing they probably only did their hair a couple times a week and it kind of stayed set for several days because that's kind of what they did back then. But this was actually in a ponytail earlier and I just put in some big barrettes in the back. So I put some big barrettes, flipped it up, not even turn around, and then I brought these down and curled these even though this is not exactly right. Then we'd have on silk to kind of clean up my face, fill in the pores, because if you look at the pictures from back in the 20s, they had flawless skin. I don't know what their secret was, but it was beautiful. So I did almond and a little bit of white concealer to kind of give myself more of a porcelain look. And they did their brows, more art, like one big arch. Like now we kind of have more lines, and so I kind of had to deal with that, but they definitely liked rounded, arched brows. Red rosy cheeks, and not so much like we do where we kind of like go back now. It's more like centered right here, like on their little cheeks right here. A lot of people had just a little bit of color here, and then the black, like black eyeliner. Sometimes they match up to their eyes, and there's a little discrepancy on whether or not they did eyeliner and mascara on their bottom, but I saw a little bit of mix of both, so I didn't do it there. So Onyx Shadow Sense, a little bit of Mocha Java, mascara and Undersense, powder, obviously natural powder to finish my look. And this is candy cane, 1 layer candy cane and 2 of lashes. They have these beautiful bold lips. And again, matte would be a better option, but I don't have a matte gloss open right now. So there you have it. Do I look like a flapper girl? Okay, this was super fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I think we'll try the 30s next. So I'm gonna start doing my research on the 30s. It'll be sometime soon, I'm not really sure when.